I'm very happy to receive the head of the Olympic Committee. I don't think he has ever come here. This is the first time. We have got very active sports people here, although really we cheat on the rest of the world, because our athletes, like the Olympic, what do you call it, the marathon, you know, our people live on, here in Uganda where you are, is a high altitude country. Even here where we are sitting is 1,000 meters above the sea. Where many of those Olympics people come from, the marathon people, Cheptegei and others, is 2,000, 3,000 meters above the sea. So our lungs are more efficient. They can economize on oxygen. So I think we should invite the athletes to come and train in our high altitude, so that the lungs of those athletes learn how to economize oxygen. But I'm very much interested in how now you have linked sports with the refugees. This is quite innovative. I had not heard about it, but for sure it would help the refugees to even get escape channels, because you may find the children in the refugee camp, if they know there's that possibility, it can stimulate them to excel. To excel, it happens. The issue of refugees in our area here is a matter of principle. The chaos in the world is caused by mistakes by political actors. They make mistakes in philosophy. You find they follow defective philosophy. Then they make ideological mistakes, and then they make strategic mistakes. 3 areas, 3 dimensions. Now, the good chance we have here is that our movement started as a student movement in the 1960s. Uganda was like those countries you are talking about. Was like Congo, like it was a failed state under Idi Amin and those groups. It had totally collapsed. At one time, Uganda was the 4th biggest exporter of refugees in the world. However, our movement, political movement, which started as a student movement in the 1960s, and then it became a political military movement. We had time to analyze all this, to make an analysis. And that's how we were able to see where these mistakes were. And we were able to reverse the situation in Uganda, both politically, build a capable state, a state with the pillars necessary for state, the armed forces, the police, the judiciary, the civil service, but also reorient our politics from politics of identity. Now, that's how we are able to pacify Uganda and have zero export of refugees. We don't have any Ugandan who is a refugee. We have a big diaspora, people who had run away because of insecurity here. But when Uganda stabilizes, they are now outside. They come back, they actually send us quite a bit of money in remittances. They are called remittances. These refugees are actually part of our own groups, because the African population of 1.5 billion people is divided among just 4 groups. So first of all, these people are either similar or linked. So when they run away, for us, we don't see any big problem other than the logistics and the feeding them and all that. This is what really, but when they come, we give them security. Then we also don't insist on putting them in refugee ghettos. If they can move out and do business, have skills, and they percolate into the wider society. So if you go in the town here, in the city, it's full of people from Somalia, from Ethiopia, from Eritrea, from Congo. So this is part of our ideology.
The journey we are undertaking through Africa is to underline the growing importance of the African continent in the world of sports. And we do not want only to underline this, we want to encourage this development, because in our Olympic world there is no global south or global north. In this Olympic movement everybody is equal. And the Olympic team of Uganda was demonstrating this in an extraordinary way at the most recent Olympic Games, Paris 2024. But we are also here to support and emphasize the great work your National Olympic Committee is doing under your leadership, your excellencies, because this Ugandan Olympic Committee is setting an example for many Olympic committees in the world. There is, first of all, they are setting a benchmark for good governance in every respect, managing all the funds we can provide from the International Olympic Committee and the Association of the Olympic Committees of Africa.
I know very well your views and your very strong sense of solidarity towards refugees that has allowed Uganda, or has led Uganda towards having one of the most progressive policies in Africa and in the world. When I asked one of the women how did she feel when she crossed into Uganda, and she said that when she saw the Ugandan security forces, army, police, she felt that finally she was safe. So really, my strongest message to you, Mr. President, is thank you. And through you, thanks to the people of Uganda. In a world which has become so hostile to people on the move, to people fleeing, closing borders, pushing people back. I think Uganda remains a very shining example. Not only that, not only by keeping the borders, allowing people who are fleeing to cross, but also by having a very progressive policy, giving people a piece of land,